Sophia, age 5, sat at a crowded dinner table, feet dangling off her chair as she looked around wide-eyed at all of the food and guests. I love when Mommy has people over, she thought to herself. Just then, the doorbell rang, and a man walked in. Sophia's mom greeted him with big hugs and smiles, and then made introductions at the table. Everyone, this is our good friend, Michelle. Michelle was wearing a dress, high heels, and dark red lipstick. Great to meet you, Michelle, said one guest. Sit down, sit down. Let's get you a plate of pasta, greeted Sophia's dad. As Michelle took a seat, Sophia looked over confusedly. After a moment, she leaned in and asked, Are you a boy or a girl? Sophia's mom was stunned. A split second later, though, she said, Of course she's a girl, Sophia, but then added self-consciously, I mean a woman. At that point, the table was a little bit awkward until Michelle broke the silence. Yes, sweetie, your mommy's right. I am a woman. This response made little sense to Sophia, who was now thinking to herself, but she looks like a man and talks like a man too. At that point, Sophia thought, what should I do? But there was a voice inside her head that said, don't say anything else. You've seen strange looks like this before with adults. Just be quiet or you'll get into trouble. So with a great deal of effort, Sophia took her eyes off the man. A boy, girl, woman, what is it? Her curious spirit still so badly wanted to know. But instead of speaking up, Sophia began to look down, telling herself to be a good girl and to not ask so many questions. About a week or so later at school, Sophia was talking intently with her best friend, Eva, when a new boy walked into the classroom. Trailing this new boy was his mom, a very large woman. Sophia, being the outgoing girl she was, walked right up to the new boy. Hi, I'm Sophia. What's your name? At this, the new boy's mom answered for her son. Why, he's my precious little Henry. Sophia looked up to see Henry's mom for the first time, and her immediate thought was a question, an out loud question. How did you get so fat? Sophia's question was sincere, for in her 5-year-old vocabulary, fat basically meant very big and heavy. And in reality, she was looking at the biggest and heaviest person she had ever seen. So, what to do next? Henry's mom didn't quite see it as Sophia saw it. How dare you? What a bad little girl. Sophia, her face just blank, confused now. She looked up at the woman. I'm bad? What did I do wrong? I just want to know what you ate to get so big. Henry's mom had had enough. She stormed out of the classroom, dragging little Henry right behind her. Sophia left standing there, silenced, not knowing what to say or do next. That's when Sophia's teacher, who had heard everything, came marching over. Sophia, what you said was mean. That woman is not fat. She is beautiful. We are all beautiful. And you are going to apologize to her tomorrow. Sophia had tried to protest, asking what she had done wrong and how being beautiful had anything to do with how big Henry's mom is. But the more she spoke, the more angry her teacher got. So Sophia stopped talking and didn't raise the issue again. About a month or so later, Sophia was on vacation with her parents, her first trip to New York City. As the family drove into Manhattan from the airport, Sophia gazed out the window of their taxi, excitedly taking in all of the new sights. When they arrived at the hotel, Sophia was the first to get out. Hopping onto the curb, she saw something that caught her attention. It was a man close by, a really smiling and a really dark man, she thought. The next instant, Sophia, she was only a few feet away from this man, who was actually a hotel valet, so she just walked right over to him. "Hi, mister. You're really black. How did you get like that?" Sophia's parents, still by the taxi, but within earshot, could not believe what they had just heard. Mortified, they went charging over. They're trying to get their luggage out of the trunk, themselves over to Sophia as fast as possible. Mom was the first to make it. With red cheeks and an awkward smile. "Oh, there you are, Sophia. Come along now. We have to get going." The next instant, Sophia was whisked away by Dad into the hotel, with Mom walking hurriedly beside them. Once in the lobby, Mom's smile disappeared, and an angry look took its place. "Sophia, I told you never to talk to strangers. You scared Mommy and Daddy. Don't ever do that again." Sophia was too excited. "But he was really nice. And did you see his smile? And did you see how black he?" Sophia was cut off by Dad, who said seriously, "Sophia, we do not use the word black like that. He was African American. Can you say that with me? African American." Sophia looked confused and then gave a smile. No, Daddy, he was black. Didn't you see him?" At this, Mom got serious and a bit scholarly. "Sophia, skin color does not matter. We are all equal. We're the same. He is just like you." Sophia's eyes narrowed as she looked down at her white, almost peach-colored arms. She so badly wanted to make sense of things, to ask her parents, her mom and dad, the questions now racing through her mind. Is Mommy saying that man looks like me? Wait, he doesn't. He's black. They must have seen his skin, right? And why are we so different from him on the outside anyway? But as Sophia looked up at her mom and dad in that moment, she saw looks of frustration. She saw looks that said she had done something wrong. So Sophia didn't ask any more questions. Instead, she went quiet, not mentioning another word to her parents about the man. But Sophia didn't forget about the man or the question she had asked. And she also didn't forget the answer he had given her right before she'd been hurried away. "I don't know how my skin got so black, but I like the question, young man. Oddly enough, no one's ever asked me. Probably because it's taboo." Sophia hadn't had the chance to ask, "What's taboo?" But the question had stayed with her as well. And that night, lying in her hotel room bed, she was hopeful she'd find an answer. For she knew she could always talk with her classroom friends, especially with her best friend, Eva. "I love Eva," Sophia whispered to herself as she pulled up the bed covers, "because I can ask her anything." And then she thought, with a bit of sadness, "How come I can't ask Mommy and Daddy everything too?" And with that, Sophia drifted off to sleep. I'm a teacher, and through the years, I've learned that children are not subtle. They say and do things that are inappropriate in our adult world. And as a result, they can rile us up. Particularly in an increasingly PC and aggressively anti-PC society. But our grown-up battles are beyond children. Their most strongly held opinions tend to range from, what's the best flavor of ice cream to which pajamas to wear to bed. And they're not insignificant problems at their age. Yet too often we treat children's words as if they were said by a fully formed adult, even though their questions, such as, how did you get so fat, are infinitely different coming from an adult than from a child. From a little girl or boy's context, from our own. We need to approach children at their level, at their developmental level, not ours. At their emotional level, not ours. At their intellectual level, not ours. For if we don't, we can stifle, we will stop to kill their curiosity, and we will silence the Sophias of the world. But it doesn't have to be like that. So happily for us, it's, interacting with children is not all that difficult. Just welcome the honest things they say, including the awkward stuff, and don't push ideas on them that they can't possibly grasp. So no preaching social justice to preschoolers. And maybe for the one Trump fan in here, no toddler t-shirts emblazoned with "Make America Great Again." And for me, a powerful model for this is the valet. Recall how genuinely he spoke to Sophia, noting that he liked her question, that he'd never heard it before. A child like Sophia would love this. You mean no one's ever asked? I'm the first? When we acknowledge the emotions of children, when we and help them to think clearly about their thoughts, they tend to respond emotionally to us better. Actually, I'm going to go back. Sorry about that. I'm going to take the valet as the example, but I'm giving you another one. We can go even further with children by elevating their intellect. So take the school example, but imagine Sophia's teacher didn't scold her, but instead, she actually tried to elevate her mind. So something like this, and tried to acknowledge her emotions. Sophia, I can see that you're sad, that you're worked up right now, confused by Henry's mom's reaction. Sophia would almost certainly respond to such empathy, would open up, as most children do when they feel that someone actually gets them. Sophia's teacher could then go further by really encouraging Sophia's mind. Sophia, sometimes people use the word fat to be mean to others, to criticize them about their size, to make fun of them about how much they weigh. So Henry's mom probably thought you were being mean to her. This aids Sophia in her understanding. Think, there's no condemnation, there's no bossy judgment. It allows Sophia to just get the facts so she can judge for herself. When we acknowledge the emotions of children and help them to clarify their thoughts, they tend to share more of what they're feeling and thinking. When we do the opposite, when we tell them how to feel, what to think, like, Sophia, that woman is not fat, she's beautiful, they tend to do the opposite. They tend to stop asking questions. Or worse, they start mindlessly repeating our answers. Ultimately, if we truly want to keep alive the curiosity and honesty of youth, then we have to welcome it. We have to actually welcome it in practice, even when it makes us uncomfortable. For in the end, that children continue to ask us questions far into the future is much more important than any particular lesson we could ever want to teach them in the moment. Thank you.